Hey YouTube, sorry the washing machine's on in the background, but I've just had a little, an interesting thought. I've just watched a video of Greece, the Greek shipyard thing, and it was quite funny because even the guards kind of helped them sort of break the barriers down, if you like. Sort of like nudged them in order to say, come on, you know. And it seemed as if everyone was more humane, more human. And it seems like the human race in certain parts of the world are sticking together. Now, you know when the revolution started properly, because the police force or the army that's defending against protesters will start getting on the same side of the protesters. Yeah, when that happens, you know that, you know, kind of we've won. Spain, Madrid, to do with the austerity measures, they're not happy. Yeah. And the more and more I look at the world, the more it's coming to that time of the year when, you know, Nibiru's not going to turn up, because clearly it's not there, is it? 2012, the end of the world, as some people think it is, you know. And there was a time, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I might have thought the same. But to me, it's the end of an era, the end of negativity, the beginning of positivity, and everything's coming to the end. And it's kind of, the more and more I look at things, the more and more things are coming to light that are pointing in that direction. With, you know, people have had enough of the corporate state. They've had enough of the humanity basically being taken. There's no compassion. You know, it's like, you know, it's like if I look at the company I work for, it's got to the point now where they've made so many cuts that they've got the staff to do the job if it all comes in at the right time. But if it doesn't, then it don't work. And it's not operations' fault as in such. You know, they're trying to manage what they can manage. It's not. It's the middle management above that, the strategic and the tactical. Them kinds of managements that have forced cuts so they get their nice big fat bonuses, and, you know, operation management is left with the rubbish. And it's, you know, it's got to the point where management is starting to look a little bit foolish. It's not their fault, but it's starting to look like that. And this is all stemmed from people just saying yes. You know, the classic statement is like when, oh, you know, I don't care if a camera's in my house 24 hours a day, I ain't doing anything wrong. It's the classic statement, you know. It's like, don't question authority, you know, and it seems that the human race are starting to see through that bollocks, okay? And anyone who's still feeding that system in such a way that they're giving up their morals, then this is coming to an end, basically, because there's a point where we've all got one thing in common. We're all human. The second thing we have in common is we all need to eat. The third thing we have in common is we all need water. And the fourth thing we have in common is we all need warmth. Okay? Beyond that, everything else is a want. It isn't a need. Now, if we can't give everyone on the planet the general need, right? Everyone, without leaving one person without that need, then we're a fucking disgrace. Especially when we've got technologies and, you know, advances and things the way we've got it. Look at the world, how amazing it is that you create everything around you. Some of it's toxic. Most of the things that are in your house are created with good intention, but the good intentions kind of gone away because of the corporate state. Corporations have got the same rights and the same compassions and, you know, what's his name, as human beings. How the fuck can a corporate entity have the same rights as a living person? How? How did that ever come into bloody being? Yeah? And it's got to the point now where I think it's toppling over, the water's falling out, people are going, actually, nah. recently they sent out the forms that put you onto the electoral roll, and if you don't fill it in, they threaten you with a fine. They usually have to knock on the door a couple of times to get the form back. I always manage to bypass it, because the times that I've had to do it, I've been living with other people, so I don't have to put my name on. Anyway, I don't vote, right? Now, if I was living in a house or a flat somewhere on my own, like when I lived in my last flat, I was on the electoral roll, right? But I didn't sign it. The electoral roll come through with my name on it, and I wrote, I do not support any of the Illuminati, cultocracy, rah rah rah, no consent, basically, and sent it back to them. I didn't get asked to fill it in again. They just presumed that I still was there, right? But I know for a fact that I took letters out today to do with legal notices, to do with electoral roll. And it's like one of my friends said, she had a knock on the door, and she said, why do you need my name and address? And she says, and what, in my signature? And she said, well, it's the electoral roll. She says, there's no law to say that I have to be on the electoral roll. And the woman said, well, it is required by law. You need to be on it. And she went, I pay my council tax. You have my name for that in the same department. She says, yes, but it's the electoral roll. You have to vote, or you have to be on the electoral roll. And Joe went, I don't have to do anything. This is a democracy, not a dictatorship. And she's spot on. Absolutely 100% spot on. And, she's never been bothered about it since. But they've sent letters out now. I know they've sent letters out to do with threatening, if you don't fill in this form, we'll fine you £1,000. Well, it seems then, if that's the case, because Bedford Authority has never fucking bothered before in the past, is getting a little bit scared. There's a lot of people said no consent. Have they? Oh, I must have sent out 100 letters today in regards to that. Makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think, authorities being questioned, or authorities getting it back, or authorities getting their comeuppance, because funny enough, karma always comes back. So people, I think we're coming to the end of the corporate era. Anyway, I will leave with my last song, Corporations Own the Nations. If you want to buy it free, you can purchase it from CD Baby free. Or you can buy it on iTunes, Amazon, and all the other outlets, but you have to pay that. But it's free on CD Baby. You do have to register with them, which is free. Yeah, and there's another song on there that's free. All my protest songs are free. What else was I going to say? I can't remember. That's really good. Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of writing a new song. Not sure if that's going to be about bankers yet, or the education system, or the health service. But it's going to be another protest song, because I like it. Peace, love and light.
Corporations own the nations. They brought them with the money from your donation. I buy everything that they sell me. If I can buy enough, then I can be free. They tell me what to drink, they tell me what to think, they tell me how and when to go and have a good time. I will today here without the fear that everything I am is just another spreadsheet. Don't tell me what to do. I think that there's a little more about me than just another human resource. Keep your opinions free of your fashions, free of your shareholders and their power passions. Corporations own the nations. They brought them with the money from your donation. I buy everything that they sell me. If I can buy enough, then I can be free. They tell me what to drink, they tell me what to think, they tell me how and when to go and have a good time. I will today here without the fear that everything I am is just another spreadsheet. Cause that would be a joke. I think that there's a little more about me than just another cloning remorse. Free of your fashions, my own opinions. I like the money too, but I am not like you. Collaboration of the nations. Gotta watch out, work out, stop mediation. I won't buy anything that they're selling me, 'cause I am never buy enough to be free. They tell me what to think, I tell them I don't drink. They tell me go and watch the TV, have a good time. My will to baby will keep me free. Oh, 'cause I don't follow fashion. One last time, here we go. Corporation on the nations, they brought them with the money from your donation. I won't buy anything that they're selling me, 'cause I can never buy enough to be free. They tell me what to drink, they tell me what to think. They tell me how and where to go and have a good time. My will to be here will keep me free here. Oh, and I don't follow fashion.
Darling.